All right, let's dive into a story that's unfolding all around us. It's a tale of two world-changing revolutions. One kicked off with the clatter and steam of factories, and the other, it started with the quiet hum of an algorithm. We're going to look at how the AI revolution we're living through is both repeating and completely rewriting the rules of the industrial age. So, if you want to boil it all down to one core idea, this is it. The Industrial Revolution? That was all about automating muscle. It was about taking the heavy lifting, the physically demanding jobs, and giving them to machines. But the AI revolution? That's about automating the mind. It's about handing over cognitive work, everything from analyzing data to creating art, to an intelligent system. It's a fundamental shift. So, to really get a handle on what's happening right now, we've got to look back. The Industrial Revolution isn't just some chapter in a history book. It's actually our best roadmap for understanding the chaos and opportunity of today. And here's where you really start to see the difference. Look at the timeline. The Industrial Revolution, sparked by steam power, it played out over 2 whole centuries. That gives society generations to adjust. But the AI revolution, kicked off by massive data and deep learning, it's not just unfolding, it's exploding. It's moving at an exponential pace, and that changes everything. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. 200 years of societal change, moving from farms to factories, is now being crammed into maybe 15, 20 years. That incredible speed, that's what makes this moment in history so unique and honestly so intense. And this isn't some abstract, far-off idea. This acceleration has already happened. We're going to look at the last 5 years, because that's the period where this whole thing really hit escape velocity. Just look at this timeline. In 2020, the massive shift to digital everything thanks to COVID basically poured rocket fuel on AI development. Then, boom, 2022. Tools like ChatGPT go mainstream, and suddenly everyone has an AI in their pocket. Now, we're seeing record-breaking investment, and companies are adopting this tech so fast, we've already blown past the goals they set for 2030. And what's the result? Well, the impact is just massive. The companies that got on board early are seeing productivity gains of around 40%. Now, that's not just working a little bit faster. That's like adding 2 extra days to the work week. It completely changes the game. And all that newfound efficiency, it translates directly into money. The sectors that are diving headfirst into AI are seeing their revenues grow 4 times faster than their peers. This is where all the economic action is, right now. Okay, let's zoom out to the big picture. Globally, it's just as staggering. AI is estimated to be boosting the entire global economy by about 1.5% every single year. That's a huge, powerful current pushing everything forward. But what does all this really mean for us, for our day-to-day jobs, for the skills we need to have? This isn't just about getting a few new software tools. We are talking about a total remastering of what work even means. This idea right here is absolutely crucial. It's called skill evolution. Basically, we're shifting away from skills that are repetitive or based on memory and moving towards skills that help us team up with AI. Things like digital literacy, overseeing automated systems, and knowing how to write creative prompts. And the pace is just wild. Skill requirements in AI-heavy jobs are changing 66% faster than in other fields. And you can see this isn't just a tech industry thing anymore. By 2025, it's pretty much everywhere. Finance, manufacturing, marketing, supply chain, they're all majorly integrating AI right into the heart of their operations. And this chart is awesome because it shows you exactly how. This isn't just theory. In banking, AI is catching fraud 45% better than before. In supply chains, it's slashing expensive mistakes by up to half. In factories, it's cutting machine downtime by a quarter. These are real, tangible wins that are happening right now. But of course, a change this huge, this fast, it's going to cause some serious turbulence. So let's talk about the economic shakeup, because we have to balance all of this incredible progress with some very real dangers. Which brings us to the big question we all have to grapple with. Is this AI revolution really a tide that's going to lift all boats, or is it going to create even bigger gaps between the winners and the losers? On the one hand, the potential gains are just mind-boggling. We're talking about AI adding almost $16 trillion to the global economy by 2030. It's creating entirely new markets, pushing innovation, and it's even creating new kinds of jobs we've never heard of, like AI ethicists.
But you have to look at the other side of that coin. The risks are just as huge. Some estimates say up to 92 million jobs could be displaced by 2030. And there are really serious concerns about growing inequality, becoming too dependent on these systems, and of course, the very real threat of misinformation.
So, with all that swirling around, where do we fit in? This, for me, is the most important part of the whole story. It's about the human advantage, the things we can do that AI simply can't touch.
And this chart says it all. The jobs that are safest from automation are the ones that require our most human qualities. We're talking about the creative judgment of an artist or a strategist, the deep emotional intelligence of a therapist or a teacher, and the hands-on skill of a master craftsman.
And that's the key takeaway here. As machines get better at all the routine, predictable stuff, the skills that become most valuable are the ones that are deeply human. Empathy, solving messy, complex problems, and true out-of-the-box creativity. That's the new gold.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. Let's build a playbook for the future. How can you and I not just get by, but actually thrive in this new age of AI?
It really comes down to three main strategies. First, get smart about this stuff. Focus on developing your own skills, especially AI literacy and understanding the ethics of it. Second, you have to become a lifelong learner. Things are changing too fast to stand still. And third, and this one is the most important, shift your mindset. Learn to see AI as a collaborator, not a competitor.
And that really leaves us with this final, powerful thought. The Industrial Revolution forced humanity to ask, how can we work with these new machines? But the AI revolution is asking a much deeper, more personal question. How will these machines work with us? And the answer to that question is what will define our future.